everyone. So today I want to talk about why representation matters, because lately I have been seeing a lot of lack thereof, and I think it's important to talk about. When you see yourself not reflected or misrepresented in the shows you watch, the music you listen to, the books you read, and even the news you watch, it's hard to believe that you are a legitimate member of society. Despite the fact that I have Bollywood, I have Indian cinema and music and books, they don't represent members of the diaspora like me. They don't represent the fact that I have an equal amount of white and brown friends. They don't understand why I care so much about things like the Black Lives Movement, or why I think Trump is dangerous rather than a joke. As an American viewing the media, I do have the richness of diversity with my friendships. I have some of the music that I listen to, and I have compelling stories that I somewhat relate to. However, what's not reflected is the richness of my home culture. I don't see half English, half Hindi sentences. I don't see people practicing Jainism or Hinduism or any religion other than essentially Christianity and sometimes Judaism, and in negative portrayals, Islam. I don't see Kathak and Bharatanatyam in the same media where I see ballet and ballroom being celebrated. While every individual has their own story and their own experiences, there still exists a shared experience called culture. When you are a member of that culture without feeling validated by it, it makes you feel like you and your experiences are not worth sharing. They're not worth anything. This is why whitewashing and stereotyping are so insidious in the media industry. Essentially, it comes down to this. We want to see ourselves in comic books because we have loved them just as much as you have, and for just as long as you have. We want to be the actors in all of these multi-million-dollar franchises just as much as you do. We want to be storytellers because we absolutely adore stories and we want to be able to tell them ourselves. So when we hear that Hollywood is going to make a movie inspired by a Japanese story, we rejoice because we are finally going to act in one of the many stories we have longed to be in. We see our stories validated. We see our identities on screen. And then, when we hear that Scarlett Johansson is going to be playing the lead role, it feels like something has been stolen from us. When we hear that an Orientalist work like Doctor Strange is being created, we at least see this as an opportunity for our actors to get cast. And then we hear that Tilda Swinton is going to be playing the monk guiding the protagonist. And it feels like you have stolen something from us. When we hear that they are going to be making a movie about one of the wars in China, we hear that as a chance for our history to be heard. And then when we hear that Matt Damon is playing the lead, we see that as our history being stolen away from us and told in an inauthentic way. Hire minority writers. Hire minority directors. Hire minority actors. Tell minority stories. Allow minorities to tell their own stories. And listen, please listen when minorities tell you that you are stealing something from them. I will see you guys next time. Bye.